What are the don'ts as far as replying to the negative reviews? What should we not do? Let's avoid using the same reply to every guest. Copy-paste approach is seen as robotic and lacks genuine interest. In my personal opinion, copying and pasting an apology just works as good as replying nothing to the guest. Actually, I think it's better if you don't reply anything. Avoid teaching the guest a lesson. It is perceived as rudeness, lack of empathy, and lack of good manners. And I love this saying of Churchill, who said, "I like to learn, but I hate being taught." And it goes about telling the guest what they should have done. So let's not reply, "Oh, if you told us when you were with us, we would have. You should have told us. We didn't know why you didn't tell us." This is kind of like teaching the guest what they should do, and service should come from us. We should not wait for the guest to tell us. Our service should be genuine, and we should be proactive to read the guest and see before they come and complain. Avoid leaving as it is, as and it only proves service and neglection. It's as good as the point number one, so using the same reply to every guest. If possible, avoid using your hotel name in reply, as this will minimize showing up the negative review in search engines. So let's not repeat the hotel name so that it will not pop up with the negative comment in the search engines when the guest will be checking our hotel. Another interesting thing is that 89% of travelers said that the thoughtful response to a negative review improved their impression of a business, showing the effectiveness of owners responding to all types of reviews. Now, we know what we should not do. We know that, let's review. We know that we should not copy and paste our replies. We know that we should not just leave it there hanging. We know we should not be teaching the guest what they should do and using our hotel name. Let's now see what we should do when replying to a negative online review. Let's ensure that your reply reflects everything your hotel prides for, such as kindness, politeness, genuine care. Approximately 75% of guests claim that they find it helpful when they can see the context to a negative review and apologies to the guest from the management. Give a context. I think this is something I remember around 10 years ago when I was still in hotels, we were not really given any context. But when you see what happened with the problem that occurred, and when you can read what the management did about it, this is what the guests really need to know. This will help you. Prevent from people who are trying to get some freebies, saying, "Oh, I want this and this for free," because then when you can give the context, a new potential client, they can see that this person wanted a freebie, but you did everything about the problem that occurred. Ensure you respond with 48 hours. It highlights the guest importance to you and your team. This is one of the luxury hotel standards. It is with Forbes and LQA as well. You have 48 hours to reply, or reach out to the guest. Calling to the guest is also another thing that we can do after a negative review. Replies that are written in the first person and by directors are giving guests the confidence that they were heard by the management and trust that recovery will be offered. So instead of using we, let's use I personally, because that gives the feeling that you own the issue, you own the problem, you own the guest. Another one, 84% of travelers said polite and respectful responses from business owners is important to them when reading reviews, and as a result, they plan a better trip. So let's think of 3 steps of writing a good reply to a negative review. First of all, To me, it's always important to thank the guest for the time dedicated to reviewing your business. It's quite similar when handling the complaint. We should be thankful that the guest had the courage to come and share with us what happened, what is the problem, what is the issue, what is their need. Secondly, appreciate the details included in the feedback. So whatever the guest specified, go back to the positive things and develop your negative review on the negative things. Appreciate the reviews as a contribution to future improvement necessary for business growth, because it is. Second thing, which is my favorite one, is humanize the replies. So it is no longer pretending, it is being transparent, being a human in the situation. It's the same with complaint handling and the issue that occurred. We should dehumanize the problem. We are taking the problem, because when something happened, the guest sees us, hoteliers, us receptionists, us waiters, as the problem. We're taking the problem from our faces, putting it next to us, and we are engaging the guest that we together are against this issue. Let's humanize the reply, extend genuine apologies, and signalize that what happened is not the norm. Something like, please accept my deepest apologies. What you have experienced is absolutely not what we pride ourselves for. Give context. For example, we heard about your TV issue in your room. I have personally met you, Mr. Johnson, and I offered 2 solutions. I was glad to learn from you that solution was up to your satisfaction. Inform about actions taken or that you will take to continuously improve your service or facilities. For example, thankfully to you, we have checked all the TVs in the room. We found in quite a few rooms issues, and we managed to fix them. So that we are grateful for the support. Very often hoteliers say that they will retrain the team, and they will review their processes. So the action that will follow. The third step is leave a positive impression. Even though we received a negative comment, we should still be fighting for a positive impression. Appreciate the good things that the guest said. For example, I'm glad that you enjoyed the location. I hope this will be one of the factors that will help us convince you to visit us back and regain your trust in our promise to delighting our guest. Shift the conversation offline. This is a major step. Instead of getting into fights with the guest, it's better to pick up a phone and call the guest or share the email address. I actually find myself more trusting the reviews where a GM or a director left his email address, where I can reach out in case something happens right away. Shift the conversation offline or to email, extending your contact details. This proves that every guest satisfaction is priority. Something like, our guests are truly the heart of our hotel. Please reach me at email blah blah to share more details for your next trip. And it is very important to invite the guest back. Humbleness is not a weakness. In fact, it is extremely more powerful, and it is powerful in regaining one's trust. I look forward to the opportunity to make your next stay with us a delightful one. Now, there are a couple of things to remember before replying the guest, and these are just three important ones. First of all, it is easier to respond politely to negative comments if we don't assume someone else's bad intentions. What happens is that we very often assume, first of all, oh, for sure, this guest is to get a freebie. For sure, the guest is here to have a free meal or something. Let's leave these negative emotions. Let's leave these negative assumptions. Let's approach this person professionally, and let's not assume negative intentions. Secondly, this is a guideline. It's okay to find your own way of expressing the whole sorry, English is not my mother tongue. what I wanted the point I wanted to reach is that replying within 48 hours is the key, and keeping it concise. So don't write too long, because the guest will not get to the end. They will stop in the middle and they will not get your point. 48 hours, keep it concise, and do not respond when you are in a rush or under negative emotions, because as much as you can sense from someone the negative emotions or rush, the guest can sense it from you the same way.